still trying. I'm still trying. I'm still trying. I'm still trying.
I watched you go from a window down below. In jest, you'd say it's the last time you'd walk away. Why does anybody ever go? I don't know. I don't know. Why couldn't I just raise my voice to say, don't go, please stay for at least one more day.
Hello and welcome. This is The Art of Giving Up, your podcast for giving up bad days, bad ways, unfortunate habits, bad friends, bad relationships, bad foods, giving up things, and forming new habits. I want to thank you, yes, you, for joining me, yes, me, on this, my journey of self-improvement, of growth, of hope, of sometimes laughter. And as always, I'm your host, Steven, and back to another solo pod this week. And we're talking, I don't know, that feeling of hopelessness. Normally, when I sit here to do the podcast, I have these topics in mind, and often I go on a little tangent. And I really try to form like a consistent narrative from the beginning to the end. And I find that when I listen to old episodes, I would go on these little windy roads. But now I've improved enough to the point where I'm able to not just do the podcast, I'm able to actually rein it in a little bit and keep it from going off the tracks. This is a thing, a skill that I've learned from doing this consistently for now over 106 episodes. And I've found this pretty proud of myself, you know? And I would not have ever come to this realization if I hadn't actually sat down and done the thing. A lot of the episodes have similar themes because a lot of it's just how I feel, right? And I keep coming back to the same kind of thing. Like, I did it, but I have to get better, I have to get better. And it's starting to get to the point where I don't think I'm going to die tomorrow, but I could. Life is finite. There is very little that we actually have control over, and the amount of time that we have on this planet, in this life, is so small. And in order for us to really do the things that we need to do, you kind of just have to take a deep breath and dive right in. And that's the part I personally find to be the scariest. It's that first step. And now, like this morning, I woke up and I was like, all right, time to record the podcast. Let's get ready. And I remember before, it used to take me so long just to even get get my spoons ready, to get my energy together, to put myself in a position, in a place where I felt comfortable to do the podcast. And like right now, I have a little bit of a cold, right? And before I'd be like, oh, I coughed a little bit. Oh, I gotta start over. And then I would do things like record 40 minutes of nonsense because I just was so scared. So what I would do is I would close my eyes. I'd clear my throat like I just did. Take a deep breath. And I look at the clock and I would just go. And I would just let it happen. I would take that first step, and after the first, because I would look at like my little timer, and the first minute it'd be like, this is the art of giving up. Well, I don't even know what I say now. This is the art of giving up. Giving up bad days, bad ways, unfortunate habits, unfortunate friendships, blah, blah, blah. Right? And the first minute would feel like a slog, like this is taking me forever, this is, But then, with my eyes closed, I would kind of let just what I want to say happen. I would take that step, and then I would find myself struggling to end the episode in the time that I wanted to end it in, because I found myself so passionate and so motivated. It all started with that first step. Now, the key is not just taking the first step, but knowing kind of like, okay, now the first step has happened. What's next? And that's where the second step comes in. Because you don't just, you can't just start walking, because a step really is nothing. It's all about the second step. For me, the second step was, so the first step was I started to do it, right? Ooh, I'm got the analogies here. I'm pulling it together in a consistent fashion. All right, got you. The first step was me doing it. The second step was me closing my eyes and making myself take that second step towards my goal. And then after that, it's off to the races. And I know I don't have millions of subscribers, but that second step, it just occurred to me how important that second step is. Because you could put your left foot in, but you can't take your left foot out. I have no idea what is going on. Now, if you put one foot forward, you could always kind of pull it back. But once you take that second step, you've kind of committed to doing it. You've committed to taking this thing and making it your own and doing it. We all really just have to do this. As a people, we all need to work as hard as we can. Not just because it feels good or because these are things that we want to do, but because these are things that we have to do. We have to improve. We have to get better. We have to work harder, because there is so little time. And if you want to love, you have to love hard. If you want to be successful, you have to work hard now. If you want to succeed, you have to succeed now. And every small victory is a success. And life is full of these little successes. Life is full of these steps. The first step is doing it. The second step seems to be key, but then there's the third step. Because in the third step, you're still doing it. In the fourth and the fifth, until you're running flat out towards your goals, towards possibility, towards the infinite possibility of your ability, not just as a creator, not just as a friend or a lover, but as a person who brings value to the people around you. It's really hard to take those first few steps, but we have no choice. We have no choice but to work towards our goals now. We have no choice, no excuses, because there may not be tomorrow. And I'm not saying that because I think that you might, and I'm not trying to be glib, like, you could be in a store and you could be mowed down by someone who's deranged. You can step off the curb and get hit by a car, or you can find yourself an undue financial burden because your caregiver or your partner or a member of your family either needs your assistance or has passed away. There are so many things. And unlike a lot of people, I don't think that, you can just, not every hurdle is easily, overcome. And you still could overcome them. You can still improve and still grow and still meet your goals. But right in this second is the easiest time for you to start your goal. Right now, in this very moment, is the time that you should do it. Because in 5 seconds from now, there's going to be an obstacle. Right this second, the only obstacle is you. Dang, I'm about to dab on them. You can't even see it, but I feel it. I love doing this. I love connecting with you. I love having you here with me so that I can express, I don't know, whatever it is I need to express. Because I'm taking another step every day. I'm moving towards something and I don't know what. But it has to be done now. This moment between you and me right now matters so much. Because you matter so much. Now, I want to talk briefly about some of the things been going on. A little state of giving up. So every other week, I'm going to be doing a podcast, and with a co-host. And right now, it's been the same co-host. We're going to see where that goes. We're going to see what happens there, and he and I, Chandler Phillips. He and I might be working on another project together, but I figured we'll do a little bit of something here. We'll see how it goes. Get our little something together. But we need your feedback about that episode and the episode before and this episode. I need your feedback. It's extremely important because without you, this wouldn't exist. Okay? So please, on iTunes, you can't do it on Spotify, on Stitcher, on TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, those likes, those stars, those comments are so, so important, and they're so motivating. So please, and if you don't feel comfortable doing that, or maybe you're just using an RSS feed or something, if you really want to just reach out directly to me and connect about, something that some kind of input that you have, right? You can do that. I am here for that. Okay. Art of Giving Up podcast@gmail.com. the art of giving up, art of giving up on Twitter, Art of Giving Up on Instagram, and I think that's it. I think that's this week's podcast. Also, let me know if you guys like the formatting of a short episode, a long episode, maybe 2 episodes a week. Feedback, folks. I appreciate you. I see the listens, I see the growth, and I feel the passion. I only do this because of you. I make no sense. Not a single sense. I don't make sense and I don't get any sense. But this matters. Because without you, honestly, I don't know where I'd be. What I'd be doing. But every time I get right here, I feel so loved and I feel so happy, and that's so new for me, but I feel confident that this is just the beginning of something great. So thank you. And remember, happiness is a habit. Peace.
What if I moved away? Summer warm in California, but was plastic and LA. What if I moved away? 'Cause I cannot shake this feeling that I'm dying if I stay. And what if I moved away? It's beautiful Arizona, but I probably miss the rain. What if I moved away? 'Cause I cannot shake this feeling that I'm dying if I stay. 'Cause I feel invisible space. But I've been California dreaming, but I'm working and believing. I can feel it coming on any day. But I cannot shake this feeling. I don't wanna die in my way. So what if I move away? What if I moved away? What if I moved